Y'all, I started working on the outline for this video 3 weeks ago. Okay, I've been pulling photos and reliving traumatic relaxer memories for almost a month now. So I know I typically say this at the end of my videos, but thank you for being here. So if you're newer to my channel, this might be the first time you're seeing my hair like this. I have been rocking box braids for about 1.5 years now, and I wanted to initially do the video on why I love box braids, but I thought it might be more impactful to just talk about my natural hair journey from 4 baby braids to box braids, from boxes of relaxers to burnt edges. I've been on a journey, let me tell you, and I'm here to walk you through that journey today. And let me be clear, I am still on my hair journey, but I definitely have a lot more love for my hair now than I did for a majority of my life. And this is about to be a longer video, so sit back and get comfortable, y'all. Growing up, my mother, and bless her heart, just never really took a comb to my head. And although that's probably why I am the self-appointed CEO of the Tender-Headed Club, I really love her for that because she never tried to hide my hair or change it. She just loved it for the way that it was. And our hair texture is not the same at all. My mom's half Japanese and half black, so her hair has a little bit of a curl to it, but it's mostly straight. And I'm mentioning that because, you know, the way I felt about my hair growing up, and even now sometimes, was impacted by a lot of things, but it was never, you know, by something that was said at home. My mom always encouraged me to embrace my natural texture and wear my hair just out and big. And yeah, I just really love her for that. So if you're watching this, thank you, Mommy. She loved my hair in every shape and form, but she also supported me in whatever I wanted to try with my hair because she knew it was such a source of insecurity for me. When I wasn't rocking it out when I was younger, I was rocking the braids with the beads, cornrows, little 4 braids, you know, 2 braids with the big barrettes at the bottom that would literally give you a black eye if you swung your head with too much force. I was doing it all. I would most definitely cry and whine through the entire process because, again, Tender-Headed Club CEO. I always loved it. And now I really understand why she did it. And it was because she didn't want to fight against these 4C curls every morning before school. And honestly, y'all, neither do I. Hancock Park Elementary School was a public school in LA, so it was pretty diverse, but I would say it was mostly Asian kids. And I think some of my experiences there brought to the surface some feelings that I had already had about not being Asian enough. And honestly, that is a topic for an entirely different video. But like I said earlier in the video, my mom is half Japanese, which makes me a quarter Japanese. Before my family moved to Pittsburgh in the summer of 2008, we'd spend every holiday with that side of the family. So when I was younger, I definitely found myself clinging to that part of my identity more, but at the same time, never feeling like I could really claim it because I don't look Japanese. So looking back on it now, I feel like the way that I felt about my identity at the time, paired with being surrounded by kids at my school who were Asian enough or more Asian than me, sort of birthed the beginning of this frustration that I felt towards my hair. I want to say it was 3rd or 4th, honestly maybe even earlier than that I first asked my mom to flat iron my hair. She would straighten it for picture days or special occasions, so it wasn't really a regular thing. And I want to say it was about 5th or 6th grade when baby girl learned what Just For Me and or Dark and Lovely was. I so vividly remember that relaxer smell, like the back of my neck is tingling just thinking about it. Now I said it was 5th or 6th grade. I have the 6th grade picture day photo to prove it. My wow, little wispy ends. If I could go back in time and just snatch that box relaxer out of my hands, let me tell you, I would. I could have saved myself so many years of just damage and breakage and pieces of hair all over the bathroom. So yeah, around that time, I tried out a relaxer. And if you know anything about relaxers, you have to keep up with them. And I wasn't keeping up with too much of anything during that time. There was like a brief period where I couldn't really notice all the damage. My hair was definitely like less tangled and more manageable for me. But it was just the beginning of the end. And during this period, I was also transitioning into middle school. John Burroughs Middle School represent. Being in that environment kind of helped me just embrace my natural texture. At that age, you just literally don't want to stick out at all. And it was nice to just see other girls that had hair that looked like mine. In the beginning of my middle school years, I was getting a little more comfortable with my hair texture. I was rocking the braids and the cornrows again and buns. I've always been a bun girl, okay? But that was definitely like a period where I was like, okay, I can do this. I was going into 8th grade when we moved. I started 8th grade at Mellon Middle School in Mount Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Moving across the country to a small, primarily Caucasian school, when you're already feeling insecure about your identity and your appearance, and definitely your hair, was like the beginning of so much just self-hate towards my appearance and most definitely my hair. And when you're that age, you just want everybody to like you, especially being in a new school. I did not know who I was. I started wearing Hollister and stuff because that's what the kids were wearing at the school. I'm gonna insert a picture here. Hopefully my mom was able to scan it in, of my 8th grade school picture, and it is just so sad to me. My hair is like pulled back in a really tight bun and I'm wearing this sad headband because I just remember being so insecure during this time of my life. I remember just like fighting with my hair every day and just literally hating it. Just hating it, wanting to hide it, being so torn up over the appearance of my hair that it eventually led me to start relaxing it again in 9th grade. And y'all, that is not even the worst part. I started relaxing it myself. Can y'all, dogs, 14-year-old me, chemicals in hand, just lathering it on my scalp for way too long. Yep, I did that. I relaxed my hair through all of my high school years. I straightened it through, I would say, 90% of my time in high school, and just burnt it to bits. It was so thin, so brittle, and I didn't care at all because I just didn't love myself and I just wanted to look like the kids in my class. I was going through things with my family that made me feel so different from everybody else that I just wanted to blend in, and I did my best to do that through my hair. It wasn't until I say junior year that we found a Black-owned hair salon in Pittsburgh, which honestly, Marc Anthony Salon, they saved me from probably so much more damage. I started getting my relaxers done there and my hair done for school dances. So they, helped me along in my journey in Pittsburgh. So I went off to college in 2012 and I decided that I was just gonna stop doing relaxers because I didn't have access to the same hairstylist and I wouldn't be able to maintain it and it was expensive. I was still like flat ironing my hair, but I wasn't doing relaxers. So of course my hair just broke and broke and broke even more. I went to the University of South Florida for a semester and decided that I wanted to transfer to FIDM, which is the fashion school in LA. So I went back to Pittsburgh for Christmas break. I got a really short haircut. I chopped off all the breakage, or what I was comfortable with because it was nowhere near all of it. And then I moved back to LA and I wore my hair straight all through my FIDM years. I wore it straight until January 2017. And before that, I was so determined to get my hair pressed. I didn't have a car at the time. I would take the bus and train hours away from downtown just to get my hair pressed. I did an entire Euro trip after college trying to keep my hair straight. Let me tell you guys, it literally ruled my life. And honestly, it was after that Euro trip that I realized how much I was letting the state of my hair dictate my happiness. I knew that if I didn't just start embracing the juices and berries and curls that I've got, I would be just miserable. And for some of you, that might sound super, super dramatic, right? It's just hair. But for women of color, Black women specifically, our hair has been criticized for just so many years. We've been told for years that our hair is too big or too loud or too curly or too kinky or too frizzy. Spend years just hating this thing on your head and not feeling like it was right or beautiful. But baby, I am here to tell you, no matter what texture, color, length, curl pattern your hair is, whether you have hair or not, You are beautiful just the way you are. Your hair does not define who you are. So in January 2017, I ditched the heat and started just working with my curls. A year and a half ago, I started wearing box braids, and that was really helpful for me because, like I said, I've never really known how to manage my hair, and I just needed a break from tugging at it without adding heat onto it, and it really helped my hair grow. And now that we're in isolation, quarantine, I'm going to learn how to style it and work with what I've got again. I'm taking any and all recommendations for products for 4C hair. My hair needs moisture, baby. So yes, please leave any product recommendations in the comments below. If you have any questions about my hair journey, or I would actually just love to know what part of your hair journey you're on. I hope if you were on your way to buy a boxed relaxer from CVS or Rite Aid or any pharmacy that this has stopped you in your tracks, because it ain't worth it, y'all. Thank you, friends, for tuning in, for taking the time to watch this long video, because I know it's gonna be a long one. And as always, thank you for being here.